I've been thinking about death a lot lately. That's not how I expected to start a Warhammer video. A few months ago, a close friend of mine passed away, and he left behind this great collection of beautiful art that he had made. It was personal to him. And of course, all of his friends and family became interested in that collection because we wanted a memento, selfishly, perhaps something to remember him by. And along with that eagerness comes this quiet guilt. Like, why didn't we buy it when he was alive? And it kind of reminds me of that viral quote from Keanu Reeves when Stephen Colbert asks him, what do you think happens when we die? And Keanu says, I think that the people who love us will be crushed by our massive collection of stuff. That's not really what he said, but he said that they will miss us, and that's kind of the same thing, right? Most of us have stuff, and if you're like me into Warhammer, or if you're a creator, or if you are a painter or an artist of some kind, you have collections, treasures, a lot of half-finished projects probably. There's an uncomfortable question that I'm looking at. What happens to my stuff if I die? There's some stories I want to share with you about finding Warhammer after the original owner has passed, and I wanted to share with you what I learned from those experiences. It started with these. These are Phoenix Temple, Phoenix Guard. They are painted red because these are the badasses. I found this in a Facebook marketplace lot for $10, 10 miniatures for $10. My friend Brent said, well, that's your sign to start this army. After further investigation, a teenager was selling thousands of dollars worth of Warhammer stuff. Once we got to the house, it became clear how he came about them. He was friends with a family who had a big-time Warhammer collector. When he passed, there was just way too much stuff. The directive they gave this teenager was sell it for some money. Not good money, just some money. Don't throw it away, but we kind of don't care what happens to it. While it was there, I picked up 2 units of skeletons and some graveguard, and I wanted to make sure that these soldiers ended up in an army that would get played, and they would get painted, and they would look awesome and represent our fallen comrade. Because they were a used lot, they were kind of in rough shape, so they were in different stages of finished. It was a bit of a process to get them all cleaned up. But in the end, I felt like I was finishing a story that someone else had started. The second story here comes from a friend at work. Sadly, his brother was sick and he passed away. And my friend from work shows up after his bereavement leave with a little shoebox. And in the shoebox, funny shoebox. In the shoebox was a group of absolutely delightful metal minis from the 90s. And it was an incredible time capsule. Classic Warhammer metal dwarves with so much character. I love these guys so much. And in that lot was also Gotrek and Felix, the original heroes from the 90s. And so I said to myself, since he's given me this really cool gift, I'm going to paint them up and give them back to him. That was pre-pandemic. I'm checking my clock here. It's like more than 5 years ago. I think I've been procrastinating quite a bit. There's a lot riding on this project for me. I wanted it to look great, but at the same time, I wanted it to have meaning and to be special. And I know that this person doesn't play Warhammer anymore, so I thought maybe a diorama would be cool. Something that he wouldn't mind having around his house on a bookshelf or something. The diorama itself is not specifically important. It's made of insulation foam and is carved into a rock shape. And I used foam core for the stairs, and then backed those up with some Sculptamold. So while the painting here is not magical, it was done with care. I did take my time with these minis, not just in terms of starting the project. The project only took me a week, and I feel really ashamed that I didn't do it sooner. It was fun to paint metal minis again. I haven't painted them since I was a kid, and to dive in on some techniques I don't use all the time. I've been off the scene for a long time, but I do play Warhammer still, and I've been in love with this game called Spearhead, and I've been playing some big Age of Sigmar, and I recently painted an army for them that's all trogs, which is kind of fun. And with that army, I also challenged myself to try something new with every model I could. honestly, I just don't have a lesson for you here. I'm kind of coming to grips with it myself, that I won't live forever, and that I might even have more years behind me than I do ahead of me. And so, while I'm thinking about what I'll leave behind, and I do have some time to think about this, I know that out of all the things I leave behind for the people who loved me and who will be missing me on the maybe worst day of their lives, I will leave them a plan. It's going to be things like what to do with my stuff. They'll want to keep some of it, they'll want to give it to some friends, and I will make it clear who has spoken up for those things in advance. And I've got a little numbering system, and I have a little spreadsheet that concatenates a Google search with the name of the item plus like an eBay listing. I'll share that sheet up with you if you're interested in putting something like that together for your own collection. It's really useful to just build a list of stuff, especially if you're selling secondhand. So, hey, I know this video got super heavy. I'm sorry for that. I am not dying. My friends are all fine except for one, and we love and miss him greatly. But in honor of him, I know that he would love it if I went through my list of favorite euphemisms for death. So here we go. Kick the bucket. Buy the farm. Left the building. Cast your chips. Gassed up the hearse. Taken a dirt nap. Get uploaded to the cloud. Go on permanent vacation. He's not that deep, but now he's 6 feet deep. And my personal favorite, from basket case to casket base. I got more. If you want to hear them, please put your favorite euphemism for death in the comments below. I've got a special treat for you. If you watched this far, thank you for sticking around. I have this wonderful collection of Citadel dwarves from the 90s, and I'm thinking about making them into a Mordheim warband. Comment the word Mordheim if you want to see that. Thanks for sticking around. Have a great 2026. I love you. Bye.